So, well, the motion's already been made. There's already a second. We're in discussion. Because of the, hold on, gentlemen will suspend. Because there was contentiousness over the plan, I solved it by personally ripping it up in front of everybody, right? Which I felt bad for because there's a lot of good stuff in that. However, because 1% there, I had to say no. And so I did that to save Person County from being seated at the convention. It's happened before. Gentleman went from Gates County to the state convention and was not seated. And I was not chairman at that time. That happened last year, year after, I guess, year before, rather. So, I apologize. We're going to get this right. So, the motion's been made to keep it. There is a proper second. The discussion is, how do we make it compliant? I would suggest, just like your district chair, and I'll get you in just a moment when I finish, that you give the executive committee the power to put it in compliance with the executive meeting after the conventions.
And that's all it's asking for clarification.
Yep.
You handed some changes, but those won't be the last word on changes because
We don't know exactly.
Okay, that's all I'm trying to clarify.
Right, because they're gonna have to put it in compliance anyways afterwards.
That's right.
So, but you want to make sure that the executive committee has the power to change that power plan organization, because once we leave here today, what's done is done, and you got 10 days to get it to state.
Substitute motion to my motion to add that provision to give us the power to convene and
It's already in there, section 8.
section 8.
Who are you?
Will.
Well,
I mean,
by Robert's rules, you cannot do that. You can only rescind your original motion. I would have to have an amendment from somebody else. And you're allowed up to 3 amendments by Robert's rules.
it's already in there, section 8. Well,
But that's not.
it will be as soon as we pass it.
Oh, that's true? That's true. So let's call the vote.
No, hold on, whoa, no. You cannot pull out something from the plan organization that doesn't exist.
It will.
It doesn't now. That's overruled. It's not in compliance now because I ripped it. Now, what he is mentioning is the amending of the plan organization with the amendment request concise from the convention. He is saying that's already in here to give you the permission to do it for the executive committee. But the plan doesn't exist because I ripped it. So he's trying to pull it in, but the only way you can pull it in is with the amendment for the executive committee to make it compliant for whatever the state does. I think your hand was first.
Okay, I just want to offer the amendment.
Did you second the motion?
Yes, I did.
You cannot amend. I will take the young lady back.
I'd like to amend the motion. I would like to amend the motion that we reinstate the party plan of organization, and that we also continue and continue with an executive committee for the review of the PPO after state convention.
Okay.
Second.
So, hold. For this to happen, and the only reason why I'm doing this is because I want to make sure that you guys got this, right? I want to empower you. Obviously, by Robert's rules, I shouldn't even be doing this. I should just go with the motions and call it a day. The chair, after the convention, and once all this dust settles, will call a special executive committee meeting if the power is given by the convention. That meeting will be held to discuss the changes that has already been recommended, and I'm sure there'll be more coming. You must have 10 days notice, all right, and only the executive committee. So if they're not on the committee, they don't have a vote. If you want me to come, I don't mind being here, but I'm not a Person County resident. I have no power. I'm only here because I'm invited, and I can chair over the convention. Excuse me. So I can chair over the convention. Once I leave, I don't have any authority in Person County. Once I leave, it's done. So, the amendment, if I understand correctly, is that you're giving the power to the executive committee to fix any and all mistakes or changes needed to be made, correct?
That's correct.
Have a second.
Raise your hand, give me your name and precinct.
McCollum, a second.
Okay, any discussion over that amendment?
Point of information.
Yes, ma'am.
I'm sorry. He's been raising his hand forever in that.
My apologies. Let me get back to you. I am so sorry. Because of everything going on, and I'm trying to explain everything, I want to go thorough, I have overlooked you, and I apologize to you publicly. Yes, sir.
I'd just like clarification on the amendment to the motion. When we say that we're gonna have the executive board meet and correct any changes, are we gonna be exactly what the state plan says, or are we giving them authorization to go beyond that and say, you can't make a motion from the floor, you can't do this, you can't do that, you gotta rest ahead of time? That's my question.
Okay. So what's being talked about, motion, seconded, amended, second the amendment, is that the plan would be approved again, with the caveat that after the convention, because you don't know what the state convention is going to do. We talk about 3 on the website plus 7 more, and there's more than that. So we don't know what we don't know. So that's why the second and the original motion was to put it in compliance. Okay? So that executive emergency meeting would be putting everything in compliance. Okay? So when they put it in compliance, okay, if invited back, right, I won't be presumptuous, it might be somebody else, it might be the district chair, whoever, but whoever chairs it next year would have the ability to use that plan of organization once it's in compliance. But you must give that executive committee power from this convention, because after this convention is over, it's done.
Can we define who the executive committee would be, or is?
That's a very good question. Now, I know for a fact it is the chair, vice chair, secretary, and treasurer. In Person County, it was at the precinct level that all your precinct captains are also on the executive committee. If I'm wrong, party tell me.
That's correct.
Page 8.
There you go. Of course, I read every word, right? But I want to make sure that I'm saying the
Tore it
truth.
up.
And immediate past chairman.
No, this is the
Immediate
program.
past chairman.
That is correct.
Right.
The immediate past chairman. But that was the county plan, right? The vote this year was that the precinct chairs, right, and the party offices. Okay? So the former chair, which happens to be Chris Weaver, right?
No.
I apologize. Now it is you as of today. As of today, but you're correct. Okay? Well, I apologize again. My apologies, guys. I want that double large coffee. Okay. So she, okay, would not be on the executive committee unless the executive committee said so on that meeting. Once she's voted in, then she could vote. She does not have a vote until they give her the power to vote in that meeting. So she can attend, but she can't vote until the executive committee says yes, and we don't know what they're going to do.
Yeah.
Yes, ma'am.
Inquire.
Inquiry.
So as I understand it, the motion's on the floor between the end of this meeting and whenever that other committee convenes, which will happen after state, so sometime.
Yeah, 1 year to get it in
Okay.
compliance.
My question to you is, what POO are we under in that time?
Right now, we are under the state plan of organization. This convention was ran under the state plan of organization. Hold on, hold on.
Okay, I'll let you finish.
So this convention was ran under the state plan of organization. And the state plan has ambiguity to it as well. There was questions in here that I had to make rulings on that is not exactly clear within the plan. So that is why this is a big deal. Yes, ma'am. No, wait a minute. I think there was another hand over here. I won't be respectful.
I just wanted to point out, I think what she's saying, if we go with the amendment, which says that we reinstate this PPO, which says 2025 on it, that was your question. Was that the question?
Let me clarify. There were suggestions that were made by our chair as to how we could make our 24 conform
And I put it right now.
to the state and would then be in compliance. My concern is the motions that we have right now, I don't know if they include making those changes, so our county PO goes back into compliance, and therefore we have something we can rely on between now and May or June.
Okay.
That is my concern.
Okay, so what Chris did was he brought out the plan saying we want this again,
As is,
as is,
as is ripped up.
as is worked up. Okay?
That's this one.
The convention will be in order. So the motion was made to bring back the county plan organization. There was an amendment that was made and seconded to take that county plan and put it in compliance with a special meeting within a year. Fix this before I come back, right? Okay? That way it is in compliance. But I can't answer your question because we don't know what the state is going to do. I'll allow you to follow up.
As I understand it, right now, unless we, I think, move to accept the changes that the chair has suggested to bring us back in compliance, unless we do that, we will be out of compliance between now and when that special committee. No. I'm
Okay,
asking for-
so, if I may.
Okay.
So, because of the amendment, right, because the amendment, that gives you the authority to make the changes. No committee ruled on your plan of organization. If the committee at the state level ruled on your plan of organization, I would never allow that to be made. But because they didn't make a committee change, it was not official.
Correct.
That's why I'm allowing it on the floor. Because they did not do an official ruling. Basically, I did Person County a favor. I'm allowing you time to fix this.
Okay.
The gentleman in the back.
One more question.
This will be the last question, because I see people are walking out, and I want to make sure that everybody is
I
on.
don't blame you, but I don't want us to be caught. What if we get a letter tomorrow, the next day, whatever?
Then I'm going to Raleigh and I will deal with them.
Point of order. We have a year to comply, is that correct?
You have a year before the next county convention, because you don't know what's going on with the state convention yet. Yep,
Thank you.
yep,
Thank you for your patience.
yes, but absolutely.
If we're gonna go back to the state plan of organization, that we're under right now, why do we have to change anything? Why can't we just adopt the state plan of organization?
Okay, so the question was, why do you even want to use a county plan? Let me explain. I will use Gates County, for instance. In the county plan of organization in Gates County, I allowed my 2 Board of Election members to be a part of the executive committee. Right? I wrote it. It was approved unanimously. We never talked about it again because it was approved unanimously. And that was not in non-compliance with the state because the state only want to make sure that Republicans make it to your Republican meeting. So if I allowed the Board of Elections, who I also appointed as the credentials committee, right, because they know who Republicans are, right, then we are in compliance, right? Another situation that was happening in Gates County was we had somebody that brought in an unaffiliated, okay? So, which is allowed if there's no other Republican running against it. So I had to squash that, right? And I had to make sure that we were in compliance. I wanted to make sure that the executive committee knew that the filing period was not over yet. You can't endorse a Republican if there's a primary. The state did it in 2014. No county has the power to do it. Does that answer your question? So there is differences. Yes, ma'am. This is your show. I'm here because of you guys.
Point of information, to me, what I'm hearing is, in the simplest form, is that if we adopt the 2024 POA into this 2025 year with the amendment, that buys us some time. And
1 year.
It says, we understand this whole plan doesn't work, we want to be in compliance, but part of it is we're waiting on
State.
we're waiting on the state to trickle down the information so we can be in compliance. So I feel like it's a win-win to do it with taking the 2024, bringing it into 25 with an amendment for the special meeting.
Praise the Lord. You said that again. Thank you. You said said in 30 seconds what I was trying to say in 10 minutes. Okay,
Sounds to me
so,
like the best thing.
right, okay, so, we have an amendment that's on the floor about giving the executive committee the power to make the changes after the state convention. You have a year before I get back to fix this.
Motion to call the question?
Call the question. We are going into the amendment only. That amendment first must be voted on first. We are voting on the executive committee having the power to put it in compliance. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed?
No.
I hear 2 noes. The ayes have it. So if the planning organization is allowed, the executive committee does have the power by this convention to make the necessary changes. If you need me, call me. Okay? Matter of fact, I'm going to get my number out. It's all over Facebook anyways. Everybody take out a pen, please spare. Praise the Lord. Let's do this.
We have one more vote to call.
We do have another vote to call, but I want to make sure that everybody has my number. My phone number is area code 252-722-1306. If there's a problem, let me know. I will respond. But I'm going to stand by everything I did today. Nobody's walking out of here exactly 100% happy. The people that put the plan of organization together, I worked in front of them. There was a opposition to elections. We had winners. We had those that did not win. So no one's walking out 100% happy. I apologize to all of you. So, the amendment passed. There's only 2 no votes, which also allows the executive committee to make those changes. They could re-examine it. Now, we go back to the original motion. The county,
You have to have a separate motion to have that special meeting.
no, because we just did with the amendment. The amendment was the special. We had a first, we had a second, we just voted on it. With 2 no votes, anybody else said yes. All right. So, now we go back to the original question, which was motioned and seconded for the Plan of Organization 2024 Person County. Now again, this county convention was done under the state. This county plan is only for futuristic stuff, right? So, any questions dealing with the county plan? Fair enough. All those in favor of the county plan going back into effect, which means they need to be shipped to state and district. They got to get a copy for both, right? All right. With the amendment, right? That's what the amendment is. Absolutely, you're right. Absolutely, right? The executive committee have the power to change, right, to make it compliant, right? That's what she's talking about. Okay, so all those in favor say aye for the 2024 County Plan of Organization of Person County. Say aye. Aye. Any opposed?
No.
Raise your hand for the noes. You, sir, give me your first and last name.
Donald Long, Holloway.
I want to be respectful to note that there was 2 no votes. And I've been in conversation with the chair of the planning organization upstate. I'm fully aware of what's going on. I want their names down so they can be respected in knowing that they did not like that, right? That way, if there's concerns, it can be addressed. And your name, sir?
H.R. Carver, all of you, but I think y'all put me under Person County.
I'm sorry?
Didn't y'all do the broad area for Person County when y'all did the last 7? Is that correct?
Yeah, I think he's Holloway, you said?
All of you.
All of them.
I'm from all of you,
All
but
of
I don't
you.
think I'm representing all of you. I think I'm representing Person County, was my understanding.
Oh.
The bag of marbles, the 7 we put in the.
Okay, let me answer that question. Were you at the precinct convention?
No.
Okay, then it's a null and void. It does not apply to this convention. That's why we had to bring 7 more delegates in. So if you were not at the precinct convention,
He's one of them.
We brought him in.
I understand. I understand he is one of the 7. I'm explaining that he was not there at the precinct convention, so therefore he had to be voted in as delegate to this convention on the county level. So, now, is there any other questions, comments, concerns? Okay, so to recap 30 seconds. There's the 2024 It is allowed from here on, with the caveat of the changes to be made, right? With the amendment of giving the power to the executive committee for a one-time meeting within the year to fix it before I come back. Now, if you choose somebody else, I respect that, no hard feelings, I get it. Okay, so, I want to thank you all. Yes, sir.
Yes, please, I'm on the executive committee as an officer, so I just want to be sure, when they get that amendment, they get our current POO, we have the recommended changes, the executive committee can make the changes and
I can
then
answer this
adopt
right here.
it, and then adopt it
We're
as.
getting forced to get out,
Okay,
which I need maybe 5 minutes and we're out, right?
okay.
No, I got my group outside now, they're waiting to get in at 1 o'clock.
Yes, sir. With that said, I need a motion for adjournment.
Motion to adjourn.
We have a motion for Chris Rule. We have a second from this gentleman here. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Thank you.
Did we adopt?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I think the problem is the jargon's getting messed up. So you're seeing all that question. Sorry. And then we can do other things, as long as we check those. You know what? That thing is real.
Until the next meeting.
Oh, thank you, sir. So, yeah. And still, in theory, that's only an opinion.
But I watch everybody. If anybody wants to see me, I will be outside. Again, I apologize.
Are you running? Casey, leave the chairs on. You don't have to take chairs. Okay.
Thomas! We'll be outside.
Congratulations, on being secretary because trust me. I didn't know.
And you have the card, right?
It's, yeah.